అనే. సో నేను కూడా వెయిట్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో బాచిబాయ్ జర్నీ ఎలా స్టార్ట్ అయింది, సో టీచర్ ఎలా అయ్యారు, సో అదంతా నేను కూడా తెలుసుకోవడానికి వచ్చాను. సో లెట్స్ ఆల్ లిజన్ ఫ్రమ్ మీ. అందరం విందాము బాచిబాయ్ నుంచి. చాలా లర్నింగ్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో సిన్సియర్ గా వినండి. ఓకే, జై.
We also have our Srinivas ji STC. Srinivas ji, would you want to say a few words before we begin?
Nothing. I'm also here to hear a little bit about Bachi. I have heard a lot from him. Got to know a little bit during some sevas. That's all. Yeah.
Okay.
I know several teachers were personally mentored through him. So yeah.
Great. So before we actually hear from horse's mouth, I mean the dynamic and the most dashing Bachi Bhaskar, I would like to say a few words. I know Bhaskar for a very long time, and I met him first time in a workshop in 2009, and where he was teaching Surya Namaskars in a course in Begumpet, and it was amazing. The whole personality was becoming a yogic personality. Within that few seconds, he came on the dais to show the yoga, and that's how our friendship started. And it's been several years now that we know each other, and we have had an opportunity to work together also. So before we begin, we'd like to show a few slides of Bachi's photographs and incidences from. Yes, finally we did it. Right. Okay. So welcome, Bachi. Nice to have you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. So we don't want to, wait any further more. Please share your story. How did this happen?
Okay. How did what happen?
How did you come into the Art of Living path? How did this beautiful journey celebration started in your life?
So this was a long time back. When I was in my college. Just finished my college. Was doing my business. I was in business then. So if you guys have seen chocolate fountains in a lot of malls in Hyderabad, that was our concept. With that concept, we got it from UK. India, and we started studying it in India. That was our concept. So I was doing that. So one fine day, but I was somehow not satisfied in my life. I always felt there's something missing. So one fine day, my brother studies in IIT. He did the course in IIT, and then he called me and said, "Go do this course. It's really beautiful." So I was like, "Which course?" He said, "Art of Living." Then I was a little skeptical. I said, "I know how to live my life. I don't need any advice from anybody." But then I still remember my brother is so damn intelligent. He has not attended a coaching center to get into IIT. So he said, 5 years of IIT education has not given me what this workshop has given me. Then I thought, if this person is saying something, IIT and is saying something like this, I should go and experience it. Then I went and experienced. This was in 2005. I still remember Kapun Bhaiya is my teacher. So he was organizing a course. I went. There was, I think, 7-8 people in the course. So Kapun Bhaiya said, "I think there are less number of people in this workshop. What we'll do is we'll work for 1 more week and organize a bigger course." So we all said, "Yes, we'll organize a bigger course." The next week, when I went to the course, there were only 5 people. So then Kapun Bhaiya was like, "This time we'll take the course. We'll not postpone it." And then amazingly, out of those 5 people, 4 have become teachers. The 5th person's name is Rajnikant, so probably he didn't need to become a teacher. So then I did the course. I was really amazed by Sudarshan Kriya. It was a beautiful experience. Only thing after the course, even now I tell my students, that you should always be doing Sudarshan Kriya, because that was the first connection we had with the master, we had with the Art of Living course. The only thing that connected to me was Sudarshan Kriya. It was a beautiful experience. Never in my life I had experienced something like that. So I thought, okay, I was doing Sudarshan Kriya, and then, but I never did seva and all. I was not a kind of person who will follow Dadiwalas. So, but I liked Sudarshan Kriya. I was practicing Sudarshan Kriya regularly. And then one course after that, Tapan Bhai said, see, we are organizing a course. Please send your friends and family. So then I sent 5 people to the course. So then my first seva, I sent 5 people, and then on the last, Tapan Bhai is very intelligent. Actually, during my entire session today, I will take Tapan Bhai's name a lot, because whatever I learned, whatever I am today, it is because of my teacher, Tapan Bhai. Of course, Guruji is there. But then the first steps I started taking because of Tapan Bhai. It is very important. I honor what he did in my life. So, and on the last day, he said, you come to the course. I was like, okay, I went to the course. And then those 5 people whom I sent to the course were sharing their experiences. Then everybody was so thankful towards me to send them to the course. I was like, oh, all my life, I wanted to do something like this. And then wanted to contribute towards making a difference. So then, this is the opportunity. When I heard those people thanking and then being so happy, and I thought, this is the platform. This is how I can do it. So that was my first steps into the Art of Living, into the seva. But then still the connection was not there. Sudarshan Kriya I liked, seva I liked. I was happy helping others, bringing a smile, trying to bring a smile on people's face. But the connection was never established. So one fine day, Silver Jubilee celebrations, 2006, 17, 18, 19, Silver Jubilee. I don't know how many of you were there during Silver Jubilee celebrations. So Art of Living 24 years of celebration was happening, 2006, 17, 18, 19. So my brother called me, Raghav. He was like, since before that also, after me doing the course, he kept asking me, please come, meet Guruji. It will be a beautiful experience. But then I kept postponing. I said, I am not going to follow these people. I am not going to follow these Dadiwalas. Not for me. Seva is good. Sadhana is good. Happy with that. But then he was insisting. And finally, during Silver Jubilee celebrations, he said, okay, you come. At least now you come. It's a beautiful event that Art of Living organizing. More than 2.5 million people are coming. So then I was like, okay, because he was pestering so much, I said, okay, if I get a ticket, I'll come. So then I never booked any ticket. So my sister-in-law, Amarja, on 6th, she called me. 16th, she called me and said, one of my friends who was supposed to come with me, she dropped out. So there is a free ticket, at least now you come. Then I was like, okay, free ticket, I'll go to ashram. So I took the bus along with Amarja, I went to ashram. Then I thought, now that I'm going to ashram, I always had this question in my mind. I always used to think successful people are those who have a lot of money and power. So I wanted to see if this man is different, if this man treats everybody same. So with that question, I thought I went to ashram. I thought if this person can answer my question, then I will follow him. So then I went to ashram 3 days. It was a beautiful event. So many people have come, 2.5 million people have come. Everybody was happy, everybody was smiling, everybody with that seva intention, seva bhav. But I wanted my question to be answered. That was priority for me. Then when I saw Guruji first time, I saw there was a huge stage, 3 acres, and then all celebrities, politicians, film stars, all big businessmen sitting on the stage along with Guruji. We were sitting somewhere on the ground, and I was able to see him like a small dot. I was thinking, what is the difference? There is no difference. Whatever happens in real world, same thing happens here also. There is no difference. And I thought, okay. But one thing what I observed, what I liked was everybody was happy, everybody was smiling. So then I thought, okay. So and I was like, I wanted to go back. I was going back. When I was going back, they gave us a book called Anandotsav. I don't know. Whoever has attended Silver Jubilee, there was a souvenir called Anandotsav. So I took the same souvenir, kept it in the bag, came back to Hyderabad, got down from the bus, took an auto, went back home, went directly into my bedroom, sat on my bed, put the bag down. I don't know why I took out the book. I was not impressed, but still I took out the book and randomly I opened the book. When I opened the book, on the left side, I still remember left side, there was a quote. And the quote said, successful people are not those who have money and power. Successful people are those who can smile every moment of their life. I was totally in tears. I was like, this is it. I was like, out of 2.5 million people who were there during the event, how could this man know what's going in my stupid head? That is it. That day I decided this is what I want to do in life. This is the man I want to follow in life. So that's how my journey started in Art of Living. That's how my connection got established with Guruji.
Wow, this is a story, which can change millions of people's lives. I mean, wow. So I'm sure there are several more such moments which you have in your life, Bhaskar, after that when you have started. So would you want to share the further journey of it?
So after that, it was all learning. I still remember Guruji saying, all of you should come to me for knowledge, not for miracles. Yeah, there is so much talk about miracles, there is so much talk about Guru stories. But one thing always strikes to my mind is knowledge. That is what Guruji wanted. I heard Guruji saying a lot of times, initially he should do a lot of miracles, but then he stopped doing all that because people were coming only for the miracles, only for the stories, but not for knowledge. But he wanted people to come for knowledge. And then somehow since its beginning, my focus was on that knowledge. My focus was on what Guruji was teaching. Then I started learning so much, and then I would really like to thank Tapan Bhaiya for being an instrumental in bringing me to this level, whatever I am today. I learned so much from him. The seva, the way Guruji has designed and sadhana. We have got so much knowledge. I kept listening to knowledge series. I was getting so much knowledge. Sadhana was giving a lot of energy, enthusiasm. But then there needs to be I need to understand that whatever I'm learning is true. And I'm going in the right direction. The seva aspect has made me realize that I'm going in the right direction. So whatever knowledge I was doing I was learning, I started implementing when I was doing seva. And then I started realizing that this is working. This is really working. This knowledge is really working. And then this is it. So that's how seva, that's how I got, since beginning I was always somebody who wants to help people, helping nature, right from my teens probably I was always into helping people, but I didn't quite get a platform. But when I came here, Art of Living, and I started helping, I started learning so much, then I thought this is it, this is what I need to do all my life. And Tapan Bhaiya has taught me in a very, very innovative way, beautiful way. He used to tell us, okay, there is a talk. And then he used to ask us to come for a talk. We used to go to the talk. And then he will call and say, when we reach there, he will call and say, I am getting delayed, you guys start the talk. And that's how we learned. It was like no choice. I always, while doing seva, one thing I realized that when there are no choices, we go more in life.
Right.
When there is choice, we always tend to take what is easy, what is comfortable and convenient to us. But when there are no choices, we grow so much. And that is what I learned. That is what Tapan Bhaiya did. He always made sure that we didn't have choice. And we learned more and we grew really fast. We grew really fast. It was very nice. The seva experience, then we started organizing big courses. We started with a 570 people course. Then we organized one 2,000 people course. Then we organized 1,000 people course. Then we organized every week, every month we used to do 100 people courses. It was beautiful experience.
Wow. So, so Bachi, you had a career, right? You were also parallelly studying, I think, and you were doing your sadhana and seva. How did you manage your sadhana seva along with your career education?
When I came into Art of Living, I was doing a business, like I already told you. But then I wanted to do something which is stable. So then the state civil services option has come, and then I thought I should apply for that. When I started doing seva, I started learning so much, and I started liking it so much and when I got connected to Guruji, I thought anything that I'm doing in my life, it should be done so that I can do more seva. It should be done so that I can go closer to Guruji. That was the intention, whatever I was doing in my life. So I thought, if I have to do more seva, then I should settle in my life. I should have a respectable position in my life. So with that intention, I applied for the state civil services, and then I cleared my prelims. And then unfortunately, what happened? The prelims results got delayed, and the moment prelims results have come, only 45 days time was there to write my mains. And then the mains is like you have to do descriptive. And then I still believe I was praying to Guruji. Guruji, somehow, imagine you pray to Guruji to postpone a competitive examination. And I was praying to Guruji, Guruji, please postpone this competitive examination. And somehow it so happened that somebody has put a case out, and then 45 days went to 4 months. And then the 4 months that kept dragging, it went to 8 months. And I got enough time to study and then clear the mains examination, and then I went for the interview. And then I could see, all the entire process, I could see Guruji's presence so much. When I went to the interview, there were two strong committees. One committee was asking completely about general knowledge. One committee was completely asking about your personality and then about you. So I was like, not general knowledge. They should ask me about personality, my personality, so that I can talk about Art of Living also, Guruji also. So then somehow I got into a committee which was asking only about your personality, what you do in your life, what is your background. And then you'll not believe me, after my interview, the 5 committee members, all of them clapped for me. It was so beautiful. I was really amazed. It was very tough for me to give interviews. I was very shy. Yeah, even if my relatives come home, I used to hide inside. But then Guruji has transformed. Guruji's knowledge, seva has transformed me so much that I went to a group 1 interview, group 1 service interview, and then people clap for me. Now, out of 90 marks, people get 7, 8, 16, 20 marks. I got 81 out of 90. It was an amazing experience. And then all throughout my journey in this examination, I could see Guruji's presence, Guruji helping me, making sure I achieve what I want to achieve in my life.
Yeah, I also remember you shared some time back that generally people are very nervous and they sweat because of the stress, and you were smiling all through it. Was this the same interview?
Yes, I was smiling through all my interview. I was not even a bit of tension on my face.
Wow.
So to answer your question, I was like, when I went for this interview, when I was preparing for civil services, like I said, everything I'm doing in my life, I wanted to do it so that I can do more seva. I can be more closer to Guruji. So when I was studying for my examination, I went and told my teacher, see, this is what I want to do in my life. I want to do more seva in my life. To do more seva, I should be in a respectable position. So for some months, like 7, 8 months, I don't want to do anything. For sadhana, long kriya, and then study. I would like to advise all youth who are preparing for examinations and all, 5, 6 months you're not able to, people who are really, really connected to seva, 5, 6 months you're not able to do seva, it's all, if you're focusing on something really higher, so that you can do seva for a long, long time. That's what I kept doing. Once I cleared, when I go and talk to people, people are ready to register now. When I cleared state civil services, I work for the municipal administration. So many people are ready to listen first of all, and then register also. A lot of people.
Wow, this is so wonderful. Very inspiring, Bachi. Thank you for the share. Yeah. Um, so then, this happened. And then when did you decide, or when did you do your silence program? What was your first silence program experience was like?
Silence program is also an amazing experience. I was those days. Nowadays, so many advanced courses happen. After online, so you have advanced courses every weekend. So, but those days, very few advanced courses used to happen. So, I was really wanting to do advanced course. Somehow, nobody has guided me to go to ashram to do an advanced course. I wanted to do it I thought I did my first course in Hyderabad, BSN in Hyderabad, Sahaj in Hyderabad. So, I thought advanced course also in Hyderabad. Nobody was organizing an advanced course. So suddenly one idea struck. So we went to Tapan Bhai and said, Tapan Bhai, is organizing an advanced course here in Hyderabad. And then I organized my own advanced course. And this was in 2006. This was in 2006. I organized my own advanced course and then did my first advanced course. And I'm telling you, even today, among all the courses in Art of Living, advanced course is the best course. There were 106. We have asked Dinesh Bhai and Power to come. And then there were 106 people in the advanced course. We did it in an ashram called Ayer Ashram near Sagar Road.
Wow, wow. So, Bachi, I want to here tell you that, can you just check your internet once? Because there is one sound which is coming in the background and the internet is stopping your, this thing, the audio. It's hanging up a little. Maybe you want to refresh it?
Is it okay now? Is it okay now?
It looks okay now, sounds good. But when you're in a flow, no, it sometimes hangs up. Is there anything you can do about it? Yeah.
Is it okay now?
Yes. Did you do something already?
I just waited.
Okay. Go ahead, Bachi. So you organized your first advanced course. Probably, I would like to tell all the people here, all the teachers and volunteers listening to this Zoom meeting, that probably Bachi is the first person I have ever met who organized his own advanced course. And he had 106 people on the course. This is like phenomenal. Even without knowing what is a silence program all about, organizing, I think it needs tremendous amounts of courage, shraddha, the faith that, whatever I'm doing, whatever my master or the guru has designed is the most wonderful thing to go through. Wow. So you did your silence program in 2006, and then and I'm sure you continue to volunteer. Your results would have come. You would have joined the civils. You became an IAS, right?
No. I am into municipal administration.
Okay, so basically you became a government person, made to be scared of. And then I remember, Bachi, one of the workshops you were a part of, that 1,000 people workshop. There was a task given to bring some pot and flowers. Tree plantation was being done massively, and then there was some story around it. Would you want to share that secret story?
So this was in September 2008. So it was a big course, 2,200 people course. So Baba was taking the course, and then those days I think Art of Living was into plantation of trees. Then we have given the has given the responsibility of. So we thought on the last day, on the first course, we thought we'll distribute saplings to everybody so that they can go and plant it in their houses. So then somebody was given the responsibility. So this is also a big miracle that has happened. Somebody was given the responsibility, and then at 4 o'clock, he calls in. The event was starting at 6, and then we were supposed to distribute at 9 o'clock after the event. At 4 o'clock, he calls and says, "We are not getting saplings. We are not getting it." Then we asked what happened, and he's like, "No, they are not giving. They need some more time, some letter and all they're asking. So we are not able to get it." So then I was like, okay. Then I informed Tapan Bhaiya, told him Bhaiya saplings are not coming. Then I was explaining him that this person is saying so and so, so and so. So then Baba took the phone and he said, see, I need saplings by tonight. Yeah. If we work based on others, whatever others say, we can never achieve anything in life. So I don't know what you do. You go and get the saplings. Then I was like, what to do? It is 4 o'clock and I am a government employee. I know what happens at 4 o'clock. Yeah, people start packing their bags. Then I need to go and then talk to those people. It will take 1 hour for me to go. Then I was like, then I thought, okay, Guruji, you only have to save me. Yeah. But I want saplings by the end of the day. Guruji, give me the strength so that I can get saplings. So then I was going, see how Guruji helps. I went and then I just rushed up. I saw those people are locking the doors. Locking the doors of the office. Then I said, please wait, please wait. Then they were like, okay, what is it? Then I said, I am coming to the Art Film Foundation. His Holiness Shri Shri Ravi Shankar is the founder. So I need some help. They're like, okay, come back tomorrow. I said, no, you don't understand. It's very urgent. Then they said, what urgent? I said, we're doing a workshop. We're doing a plantation drive. We need saplings. They said, yeah, okay, we are ready to give, but there's a process. You have to give letter and all. I said, no, you don't understand. It's very urgent. Then they opened the door. They sat. They saw me so enthusiastic. They were like, okay, open the door. And then the conviction, the conviction that was there, they opened the door. Somehow they opened the government office. It never happens. Yeah, they opened the door and then they sat and then they were like, okay, what is it? And I said, I need saplings. They're like, no, there's a procedure. I said, no, I need saplings. Only one thing I was doing. I need saplings. Whatever they said, I understand everything, but I need saplings. Then finally, at around 7:30, I don't know what happened. Yeah, some call came to them. Some call came to them from somebody, and then they were like, okay, there is some nursery. You please go and take the saplings. So then finally, I rushed, took the saplings, came, and then by the moment I reached the venue, people were the course just got over, and then we distributed saplings to everybody. It's a beautiful experience. Without Art of Living, without Guruji, I wouldn't have imagined to do something like that. It was impossible for me to do something like that. It is only Guruji's knowledge and Guruji's grace which made me do all that.
No, but I also remember that you were also negotiating at the peak hour. You were negotiating for the prize, and finally, I think they gave it to you for free.
Free of cost. Yes, in fact, we were thinking something we need to pay for the saplings, but then looking at my desperation and conviction, they were like, okay, take free of cost and go.
And I think you asked also for the transportation for free transportation, right?
Yes. They organized a truck also and then took the saplings and then dropped at the very end.
This is way inspirational. I think if somebody has this conviction that and then what you said in the beginning, the choicelessness, that if I have to do this, I have to do this, and then being in the knowledge and having that shraddha when you move step forward, impossible things. I mean, getting a thing done for free from a government office at the end of the day is unimaginable.
Yeah. That's so important. Choicelessness is so important. Yeah. And then it's so amazing that even in the choicelessness, we are able to enjoy. It's all because of Guruji.
Exactly.
Otherwise, we would have felt all life is to feel we need freedom. Freedom means having more choices. But after coming here, I started realizing freedom means choicelessness. When you have choicelessness, you become more free in your life. It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's about freedom from the mind. Yeah, the games that mind is playing. All about that. It's not about having choices. During this course, in fact, a lot of things have happened. It's a big course. We wanted to do so much for this course. Yeah. So we went to a lot of places, did a lot of talks. How our life used to go. Morning we used to wake up, go for a group sadhana. From group sadhana, we used to decide who has to go to which college. We used to go to colleges, give talk, and then come back in the evening and then discuss what we did in the colleges, who did what we learned, share our own experiences, and then go back in the night At 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, we used to go and then sleep, come back next morning, and then this is the routine. My dad was so pissed off. He's like, "What are you guys doing?" And then, but we were so committed to getting registration. But there were times when registrations used to stop. Happens now whenever you're organizing big courses, there are these milestones where the registrations stop, yeah? And you feel it's not moving. And then such moments, some miracles happen. One such thing happened to me. We were organizing this course, and then there was a point where the registrations were stopped, and when we didn't know what to do it. So I was like, one day I decided, okay, I will just go on roads and then talk to whoever I find. So I decided, okay, let me go and go on Nicholas Road. So I went on Nicholas Road. I started talking to people. One person I met, spoke to him. Second person I met, spoke to him. Third person. I kept talking, and went. And finally, it's not so much success. So then finally, I went to each street. So each street, I was like little skeptical. There's so many people. How would I talk? Then somehow I found a girl who looked a little peaceful. I thought, okay, let me go and talk to her. So I went and spoke to her. She was like, okay, very nice. There are some my friends. Can you come and give them a talk? So I said, yeah, of course. Then when can I come? Where can I come? And she's like, they're right here. You please come give me a talk. So then I went and gave a talk, and then there were 10 of their friends, and then gave the talk. Everything was done. Next day, she called me and said, out of the 10 people, 8 people have registered. I was like so surprised. And do you know how, the girl, Padmini Unniji, the first teacher of Art of Living, she used to take courses in her house. So that's how she was already connected to Art of Living. But then reaching the message is so important. Sapn Bhai always used to tell us, reaching the message, taking the message to people is important. People are waiting. So taking the message to people is so important. Then that's how the moment I started walking on the roads and I found this girl, she introduced me to her friends. We spoke to her friends. Friends registered. What happened after that? She kept pestering me to come to their college, Srinidhi Engineering College. We went to Srinidhi Engineering College. And then after the talks and everything over, 88 people from the college came to the course. 88 people. And not just that, this girl, she went, spoke to the college management and organized 2 buses to bring them to the venue. So how Guruji, we never know, when we are working for the course, when we are doing seva, till that day I realized that till the last moment we should never lose hope. That's how I work when I do my courses. That day I learned this lesson. Till the last moment, you should not change your sankalpa, you should not lose your hope. Yeah. Otherwise, how I just walked on to Nexus Road, found a person, and then through that person we got 88 people onto the course. It's a beautiful experience. Yeah. When we are organizing courses, we should remember, even if nobody is there, we should always remember one volunteer is always there. His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. That volunteer is always there and is going to get registrations if you do not drop your sankalpa, if you do not lose your hope. That has been my experience always. That is why whenever I used to take sankalpa, I always used to get more people in the courses. Always more people. In fact, Arvind, we have organized one course in Dilshuk Nagar. There were 300 people. Tapan Bhai used to do so many courses. When I became a teacher, I was so inspired. So those days, Tapan Bhai was not so well. So I was like, okay, I should do a big course. Tapan Bhai, we have learned so much from him. So we have organized a 350 people course in Dilshuk Nagar. But those just 15 days, 15-20 days before the course, there were bomb blasts in Hyderabad. One bomb blast was in Dilshuk Nagar. I don't know, the elders will remember one bomb blast. So we were so scared, thinking, will people come, not come, because we have booked a big venue, White House, which was costing us a bomb. So we were really skeptical, will people come, not come. But then how Guruji's grace works, our sankalpa was 350, and then all 350 people came onto the course. And then Baba came to the course, and then it was a beautiful course. After that course, Baba and Dinesh Bhaiya went into wherever he went in India to take courses. He has told, Dinesh Bhaiya in fact has told everybody, if you want to organize courses perfectly, you should go meet Bhaskara in Hyderabad.
This is incredible. Coming from Dinesh Bhaiya, something like this is something amazing. Something amazing. I remember those days there were a lot of agitation happening, and then in Vishnunagar there was a bomb blast, and then people were on the outskirts, on the roads shouting, and all those things were happening, and inside people were like chanting, "Oh." Yeah, wow, wow, wow. So you have organized so many hundreds and thousands of people's workshops back to back. You started with 100 people workshop every week, and then you did these big milestones. So how did you decide, or how did you become a teacher with the foundation? You were very busy with your seva, isn't it?
In fact, I never wanted to become teacher. I was happy with seva as a volunteer. So Amanda kept telling me, since probably 1.5 years, he has been asking me, go become teacher, go become teacher. I was like, okay, bhaiya, when Guruji calls me, I'll become teacher. When Guruji calls me, I'll become teacher. So I kept postponing, saying Guruji should call me. So then one of my friends, Sanil, yeah, so both of us used to work together. He was in US and came back to India. So he said, he applied for TTC, and then he was like, okay, I'm going to become a teacher. So one fine day, he was asking me, why are you not applying for TTC? I was like, Guruji should call me, then only I'll apply. And then there was something inside. I was like, I'm not ready. Yeah. So, and Guruji's knowledge is so much. After listening to all that knowledge, you feel you need to learn so much. Yeah. So there is this thing that I'm not ready. So he said, he said something really beautiful. Probably Guruji is saying through him. He said something. He said, you cannot become ready and go become teacher. It's not possible. You apply for TTC and see how Guruji will make you ready. So I thought this makes sense. This makes absolutely sense. With Guru, this kind of things happen. So then I thought, okay. Immediately that evening, I took a bus ticket to Bangalore. I was like, what if Guruji is not telling me to become a teacher? I will ask him, should I become a teacher? So that evening, next day was the last day to apply for TTC. Evening, I took the bus to Bangalore. I met Guruji. I asked him, Guruji, can I become a teacher? Guruji said, of course, yes. Why not? He said. Then immediately I called Tapan Bhaiya and said, Bhaiya, I want to become a teacher. And Tapan Bhaiya said, okay. So from Bangalore only, I did entire process, applied online. And then that's how I went to TTC. So then I went to TTC. After coming back from TTC, my courses were like 30, 40, 50, 70, 100, 120. My courses were like that. Then one day, Tapan Bhaiya called me, and then all other teachers also were there that time in Hyderabad, the S+ teachers, and he told anybody in Hyderabad did their work like Bhaskar. So I was like so surprised. I was thinking I'm not ready, I cannot do this. But then here Tapan Bhaiya is saying nobody in Hyderabad, among S+ teachers, have worked like Bhaskar. So it was a beautiful experience. TTC was a beautiful experience.
Wow. Any special moment? Yeah.
And then I just wanted to add this one thing that we are always having a right saying, we are not ready, we cannot do it, this is not possible. But then if we drop it to Guruji, if we surrender it to Guruji, and then you take care of whether I become ready or whether it should happen or not, and then just we move forward, and it will happen. And then our seva, when we are doing seva, this was one concept I always had. We just have to do it. Yeah, we are not the doer. Yeah, we just have to continue doing it. Guruji will do whatever has to be done. Yeah. So even today, after so many years, I always tell my volunteers, no, don't worry about results. Just have fun. Yeah, but intention is important. Yeah, just have an intention that you are going to do what, going to contribute toward making people happy, or contribute towards Guruji's vision. However small it is, doesn't matter. Guruji never cares. Yeah, Guruji never cares. Yes, Guruji only cares whether we are happy or not happy. That's what I've seen. Anytime people meet him, he will ask only one question: are you happy? Not happy.
Wow. Wow. So, Bachi, we have been noticing, you also have mentioned in the beginning that Tapan Bhaiya mentored you, and his mentorship played a very vital role in your life. Can you describe in little more detail that why is mentorship important, and what turnarounds can happen in your life or in anybody's life when you have a mentor?
A lot of things, lot of important things I learned from Tapan Bhaiya. One is, like I said, the way he used to teach us. Yeah, he used to drop us like swim. बचपन में swimming सीखना है, so if you throw people into the water, then you learn faster, right? Otherwise, you don't learn. So it was like that. He used to push us into opportunities, but then at the same time, he was there standing. Yeah, he never used to go. He was there standing, making sure we are learning, and then we are not lost. Yeah, that is one beautiful thing I learned from Tapan. And one more thing, what I learned is sankalpa. Whatever I'm talking about sankalpa, that I learned. Tapan Bhaiya, whenever he used to decide, okay, I have to do this much, he used to do this much. Yeah, if he used to say 1,000 people, 1,000 people used to do. If he used to say 2,000 people, 2,000 people used to do. So the sankalpa shakti I learned from him. Yeah. So these are some beautiful things. Yeah. And then, one more thing what I learned. This is the most important thing. Yeah. A teacher to become, I believe, a teacher to become successful, this is very, very important. That is being available. Yeah, being available to your volunteers. Yeah. Being available to your participants. That's the most important thing that I learned from Tapan. He was always, there were times when I had issues in my life, in my personal life, and Tapan Bhaiya used to come to my house. If he came to my house to talk to my dad once. Yeah. So my dad actually scolded him, but then he was always there. Next time he came. So what I have learned from him is we have to be available. So when I started teaching courses, when I became a teacher, one thing always was there in my mind: I should be available. So what I used to live in Kompally. I used to go. I was taking courses in Dilshad Nagar. Every single day I used to go to Dilshad Nagar. Every single day, and then just be there. If somebody needs me, I just be there. So that's how I started. Being available was so important for me. So that's how I started, and that's how people started getting connected. That's how we started organizing more courses. So this is one is being available that I learned from Tapan Bhaiya. Second is leading by example. He never says, okay, you do it. He will organize 1,000 people courses. Now you guys go and do it. No. He will lead by example. Yeah. Even today, whenever I ask people to do some registrations, first I do 2-3 registrations, and then I say, okay, now let us all do it. Yeah. Being available, lead by example, sankalpa shakti. These are some beautiful things I learned from him, and then which have got me to whatever I am today, and it will take me a long way in my life. I'm sure about it.
Wow, wow, wow. Yeah. So, having a guru, of course, is the most important thing. And then on this path, when you have a mentor, when you work around together, can give you greater amount of joy, and the correct guidance being available. These are some very deep insights what you have focused on today from your life, Baji. So now, so you became a teacher, you started teaching courses. I know when you started organizing courses, you were living so far and coming to Dilshad every day, and spending time with the volunteers. There were times uh, when there were small conflicts. So would you want to share a few of those stories which are very important for all of our viewers and teachers and volunteers here to also learn from them?
You want me to share about conflicts?
Yeah, of course, when there are volunteers, when you're working in a group, there are conflicts, correct? So how did you handle them? How did you resolve them? What guru stories came out of those stories, or what learnings happened for people?
I'm not somebody who will encourage so many conflicts. Yeah. I was very clear about it. I'm not somebody who will encourage so much conflicts. Conflicts happen everywhere, and only one thing that I remember, and I tell everybody when conflicts happen, these are good. This will happen only when there is a growth. If there is no growth, nobody is working, so then there is no conflict at all. When there is growth, a lot of growth, conflicts happen. And then there's only one thing to everybody, what Guruji says. Yeah, all these are important in our life. If these are not happening, we will never close our eyes and go into meditation. That's what Guruji says when people ask him about politics. So, and that's very true. What he says is very true. If these things are not happening in our life, if there are no challenges, if there are no conflicts, we're never going to meditate. Yeah. So, meditation would have come as last priority in our life. But because these things happen, meditation becomes first priority in our life. So, this everybody just meditate. Yeah.
Yeah. This is amazing. This is amazing. So, you became a teacher. You started the Dilshad Nagar Youth Center. Actually, if you see, the Hyderabad, one of the most important places where youth hang out, and around that, all the 20-30 colleges were covered. You would go out and meet so many college principals. What kind of challenges would you face when you meet the college heads? When you ask for the importance of students doing meditation. What were those challenges like?
One very important challenge that we used to face was not afford so much money. Can you hear me? Is my voice?
There is some sound which is in the background. Maybe I don't know what it is.
Now better?
Is it a tube light voice or something? The sound of the tube light.
No, please don't ask me to turn off a tube light.
Maybe you want to check it once, switch it off and switch on so that the voice might go away. The
It's
sound
not
might-
tube light.
Oh. You want to move another place?
Maybe some motor or something. I don't know.
Are you also able to hear that sound?
Some hissing, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I think somewhere down motor or something.
Oh, okay.
So few challenges that we used to face when we used to organize college courses were, one is students cannot afford. Second challenge was if we give this opportunity to one, somebody saying electronic device near you. No, I don't have any electronic device. So one more challenge we used to face is if we give the Art of Living a chance, then there will be so many other organizations which come asking for courses and all. But then somehow it all used to work out. One thing which was our advantage was His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. His name is so famous that whenever we take his name, people are like, okay, ready to listen. They are willing to take up the course at least. Yeah, whether they do it or not is secondary, but they're willing to take up the course. Do some pilot courses. Then we used to go take the experiences of the participants. Initially, when colleges don't allow us to take courses, what we used to do is few students we used to catch hold of the college. We used to bring them to the open course, make them do the course, and then take them to the college and then share their experience with the management. So that's what we used to do. Then, because their own students are coming and sharing, then the trust factor improves. They agree, and then. But then the most important thing is His Holiness Sri Sri Ravi Shankar. His name matters.
I remember, after every silence course, after every youth workshop, the youth workshops are called as the Youth Empowerment and Skills Workshop, the Yes Plus workshops you would conduct. You would take few children who have done the program to to advanced courses, yourself personally take them along to Bangalore or wherever there is a silence program happening. What was the secret behind it? Why would you do that?
Very simple. If anybody has to move forward on the path, what is most important is getting connected to Guruji. Yeah, if they're connected to me, it won't work out. Yeah, there will be a point where people will move on. Very, very important that we connect people to Art of Living. That's been my priority since beginning. The moment I start, because I am there on Art of Living on this path only because of Guruji. So anybody who comes onto the path, they should be connected to Guruji. Then they will go a long, long way. So my focus was very clear. I need to send people to Artfully. So even in my right from my courses, I start talking about Guruji. I start talking about advanced courses. I start talking about DSNs, and then one more thing is the area which I used to take, Dilshad. The students are very innocent, very innocent, beautiful. Those days, students are very innocent. Like villages or small towns where kids are very innocent. So they were like, okay, Guruji, matlab, okay, chalo, jate hai, milte hai. So we used to, when we used to organize big take advanced courses, we always used to go in a bus. We always had to book a bus for ourselves.
Wow.
For advanced courses, to go for Navaratri. So beautiful experiences.
I found that, your marriage is also a Guru story. What is it about? On a lighter note.
No, it so happened that we went to ashram once, and then we went to ashram. Jigyasa was also there. We were coming back, and then we missed the train. So few of us went, and then of course it's all group's plan. Few of us went to ashram, and we were all coming back, and we missed the train. I don't know. First time we were, every time it so happens that even if you're late, the somehow train is waiting for us. If whenever you go to ashram, you were late, the train is always waiting for you. But this time it so happened, the train missed. I was also surprised, how come train missed this time? So then we had to take a bus, and then somehow I happened to meet with Jigyasa. And then I spoke to her for a long time, then we understood each other. And then we decided to get married. So then we spoke to parents, we went to meet Guruji. I was very clear. Whatever I do in my life, it has to be on the approval of Guruji. So then we thought we'll go talk to Guruji first and then come back and share with our parents. Then I thought, when we go to Guruji will ask this question, did you speak to parents? So I thought, no, first I should speak to parents and then go to Guruji. So we spoke to the parents, and then parents said okay, and then we went to Guruji. And then when we met Guruji, then we told him, Guruji, we like each other, we want to get married. And then you know what Guruji said? Why not? When parents are already okay, why not? We didn't tell him that parents, we spoke to the
master
parents. We didn't tell him. He's like, when parents are already okay, why not?
The Guru is one step ahead.
As always.
As always. No, but you told it this in a very simple way. But a lot of youth today are so confused about relationships. It's such a traumatic thing. Commitment is such a traumatic thing. You were also very young. You had your clear ambitions about life, goals, priorities, correct? Doing seva. So, how were you very sure about your commitment, and how were you sure about this relationship? Can you focus a little, throw more light in the current scenario?
So like I say, I tell this in my courses also. I think all the youth should wait till they become emotionally mature.
Your voice is cracking, Bachi.
A lot of things. Can you hear me now? I think my I'm using my mobile data. Can you hear me now, Arvind?
Yes. Now it's better.
So my suggestion to youth is everybody needs to wait till they become emotionally mature. Emotionally mature, probably you can enter into relationships or anything else. Till you're emotionally mature, please wait. Yeah? Don't hurry. This is a very important part of your life. So and it is only one part of your life. Very important part, but it's only part of your life. It's not your entire life. So don't live your life as if this is the only thing in your life. Yeah. So please wait, and then good things will happen. With Guru in your life, good things will happen.
Wow. So how do we develop this Shraddha, what you have for your Guru? How do others inculcate that in their life? How do they experience it?
I remember this in. I would like to share a story. Do I have time? 1-2 minutes?
Yeah, you have all the time in the world. Go ahead.
You know, if you know Mahabharata, once in Mahabharata, Bhishma Pitama decides that he is going to kill the 5 Pandavas. Duryodhan somehow um, pinches his ego and then pushes him, and then Bhishma Pitama decides, I am going to kill all the Pandavas. So then Krishna is worried. He's like thinking what to do, and he's not getting sleep that night. He's walking here and there, thinking what to do. And he decides, okay, let me go and talk to Arjun. And he goes to Arjun's tent, and then he sees that Arjun is happily sleeping. So then he wakes him up and he asks, are you happily sleeping? Then this is what happened. Don't you know Bhishma Pitama? Bhishma Pitama was the strongest warrior. It's very impossible to beat him. So, finally, they somehow cheated. I won't say cheated, misguided him and killed him. But then, are you not scared? Then Arjun says one beautiful thing. He says, in my worry, when the God himself is taking tension and walking here and there, why should I worry anymore? And then that's exactly what Guruji does. Yes, he is taking tension for us, he is taking worry for us, he is taking everything. So why do we have to worry? Through my experiences in my life, while organizing courses, in my personal life, in my business life, I have my own business. So in my business life, everywhere I observe that Guruji is taking care. He's always there every moment of my life. I still remember one Navratri celebration. Navratri, a lot of people come to ashram, people stay, rooms are not available, so people stay everywhere. So in one Navratri, Guruji has come at 2 o'clock in the night with some bananas, and he was saying, people, I was not there, but Jigyasa was there, and he called Jigyasa, he gave bananas to Jigyasa and said, a lot of people have not had food today, please give them food. Yeah. Imagine, I still remember one incident, me and Tapan were walking in ashram, Guruji's car was going, there was a meeting with a lot of heads of states. A lot of countries heads have come, so Guruji had a meeting. So Guruji was going in car, suddenly his car stopped. And then he asked us to come. We ran, Guruji is calling, we ran. And then Guruji said, all these drivers who have come with these dignitaries, please make sure that these drivers eat food. So Guruji is like that. Every moment, no matter what he's doing, his mind is filled with making sure people are happy. And he is taking all the tension, pressure for us. So why do we have to worry? So that this has been secret. I've seen everywhere in my life, Guruji was always there, making sure I'm comfortable. This COVID time, I'm telling you, COVID time, I started my business recently, my second restaurant in Madhapur, 2019, October I started. In 6 months, it was doing fantastically well. And then suddenly COVID came, everything fell down, zero. We had to pay rents, we started going into so many losses. And then I'm telling you, not in one moment of my life, I was tensed. Not even a single moment I was tensed. And it's all because of Guruji. Because I know he is there and he is taking care. There is no doubt about it. Yeah, I'm sure everybody who is there on this call, everybody has these experiences.
Wow. So, how did you become an entrepreneur? This is something which I want to ask.
Like I already said, everything I want to do in my life, it's all connected to seva. So that I can do better seva, so that I can do more seva. So initially I took up a job because if I'm in a respectable position, people will listen to me and more people will come onto the seva. Now, I want to have more time. Yes. So to have more time, of course, at the same time you need money. You cannot just leave money and then go wherever you want to, because you have your necessities also. So to have more time, I should drop my job. Now I want to travel and take courses. A lot of things I have, a lot of plans I have. I want to do all that. Now for that, I need to have time now. Yes. So for that, I need to drop my job. Now, if I have to drop my job, I should have some study income coming into my life, so that I am not worried about money, and then I can do seva properly. So then that's how I started business. Of course, I am passionate about food. I believe food is a source of energy, and then wherever we go, restaurants, lot of restaurants, in fact, you end up feeling tired, end up feeling sleepy, drowsy, not so energetic. So I thought I should also offer food, good vegetarian food, which makes people lighter and brings a lot of energy. So with that concept, I started.
Wow. So, this is something phenomenal. A art of living teacher, devotee, a person who loves India, the passionate about our culture and tradition, starts a restaurant which also had got its own specialities, offering the best food. I know Bhaskar. I have visited his restaurant a couple of times, and then where he was offering millet-based, food items which are very unique, correct? And then having only a vegetarian option. The moment, if you look at the food industry today, if there is only vegetarian, the clientele which comes to you is very limited and narrowed down. The margins are narrowed down, but not fearing about that and taking that step that, okay, I want to set this right. I want to set a right trend, do ethical business, and give a right kind of taste and right healthy food with a reasonable pricing is again uh, you know is again based from the values, what you seek, what you learn from a guru, from Gurudev, what we all have learned. This is phenomenal, Bachi. Now, going a little more forward, I want to ask. You have mentored so many students. Yeah. So, what challenges have you faced, or what is it like to be a mentor for somebody else?
All my students are amazing students, so I didn't have to face any challenges. Everybody was amazing student, and everybody was so fast. Everybody, I feel, are ready to become teachers. So I didn't have to face any challenges with them.
I remember one student who was there with us. I don't want to take the name, but I remember that he was on the verge of committing suicide in the fourth year of his engineering, and then you mentored him for about a month, and then I think he landed up in a job in Google. What was that story?
Who are you talking about?
I think Nitin.
Nitin, yes, not Google. Nitin he was into drugs and all. Yes, so there was one student who was into a lot of drugs. It was so bad that if he didn't find drugs, he used to have a whitener. So he used to walk kilometers to save money to have drugs and all that. So somehow I got into the course, and then during Sudarshan Kriya, he used to run away in between Sudarshan Kriya, and I used to run behind him, catch hold of him, get him back, make him sit on the course, and then finish Sudarshan Kriya. So then, because of all these drugs and all, he was very low on confidence. So every course I was doing after that, I used to call him. He was a rapper. He used to rap. So every course I used to call him and make him the course. End of the course, I used to make him do something, perform. So he started performing. Then he started enjoying the other side of the life. His life was all about drugs. Then he started enjoying the other side of the life. And then he slowly dropped his drugs. And he wanted to get into National Institute of Fashion Technology. So then he prepared for the examination. I think he got All India 34th rank, and he entered into National Institute of Fashion Technology, Gandhi, which is the first NIFT. It's an amazing. All these things bring so much confidence and happiness. Yeah.
Wow. I also remember about Kulkarni.
So that. What?
Mangesh Kulkarni, right? That student who had some 28 subject back.
There's a lot of students like that who went back to the house. But all of them cleared their backlogs.
Correct. Yeah. So I would like to open this forum now for anybody and everybody here who are there who would like to ask any question to our favorite teacher, Bhaskar. Please either you raise your hand or you unmute yourself and ask this question directly.
I think it's already 10:12. We should end the session as soon as possible.
Yeah, this is important. Otherwise, we want audience to be completely, get their solutions, challenges or solutions in life. Okay, I think Bachi, we want to do another session with you one more time, during the part 2 of this session, where you share more of those insights about each individual student, how you shaped it up, how it went through, and what is the way forward.
Definitely.
And second time, we'll work on this on the audio also properly.
Yes, sure.
Thank you so much for joining us.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Before we end, I would like to thank Arvind. Yeah, I have worked with Arvind for a long time in District Nagar, and then there is so much energy, enthusiasm in Arvind. Just he being on the course was more than enough. Yeah, for the courses to become very special. Thank you so much, Arvind, for giving me this opportunity. Thank you, everyone, and thank you all for being here and listening to me patiently. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Bachi. It's always a joy to be around you.